Alright, so in today's video, we've got some exciting new info about the upcoming banners in version 3.5. There are two brand new characters making their debut, and two powerful reruns that actually just got buffed recently. I'll go over what we know about each of them, talk about the potential team setups. Yeah, it looks like 3.5 might be going even bigger than we expected, so if you're trying to figure out who to save your Stellar Jades for, this should help. Save up to 25% on the Phanon banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description. Let's start with the new faces, because both of them bring something unique to the table. First up is Hysilens, a 5-star physical nihility character who's built entirely around damage over time synergy. Now, we've seen DOT teams pop off before with Kafka, Black Swan, and others, but Hysilens takes it a step further. Her kit recently got updated in the latest beta cycle. This isn't old info from months ago. Her ultimate now only costs 110 energy instead of 130, and it detonates all active DOTs for 150% value. That effect used to be Eidolon only, but it's now part of her base kit. She creates a field with her ultimate that reduces the attack and defense of all enemies inside, applies physical damage over time every turn, and even returns a skill point. Combine that with her talent, which automatically inflicts bleed, burn, shock, or wind shear depending on RNG, and she just floods the enemy with status effects. It's a dream for Kafka mains. She basically builds the entire detonation setup for you, and then Kafka just finishes the job. Personally, I think she's going to be a must-pull for anyone running Nihility comps. She's not just a support, she's a key engine that keeps everything running. Then we've got Cerydra, a 5-star wind harmony character who's all about boosting speed, energy regeneration, and resistance penetration. Her whole identity revolves around a system called military merit. She gives this buff to an ally with her skill, and once she builds up enough charges, she enters a state called nobility, where her critical damage shoots up and she gets to copy her skill automatically without using SP. What really stands out to me is how well she supports fast-paced, rotation-heavy teams. Her Eidolons push this even further. Like at E1, she gives defense ignore, and by E6, she grants all-type resistance penetration and triggers wind bonus hits. That makes her ideal for characters like Phanon or even Anaxa, depending on how your comp is built. And unlike a lot of Harmony characters, Cerydra isn't just buffing from the sidelines. She contributes meaningful damage on her own. Now let's talk reruns, starting with Kafka and Silverwolf. First off, Kafka coming back alongside Hysilens makes perfect sense. They're probably the best synergy in the game when it comes to DOT comps. And if you haven't built Kafka yet, now's the perfect chance, especially since Hysilens fills that setup role so well. Starting with Silverwolf. Her ultimate now hits all enemies instead of just one and applies defense reduction across the board. Her skill now automatically chooses the weakness type matching your first character instead of random implants. That alone makes her way more reliable. But wait, she also regenerates energy at the start of battle and every turn, letting you use her ultimate more often. On top of that, her talent applies defense reduction every turn, and thanks to her new traces, she gets bonus attack based on effect hit rate, capped at 50%. These aren't minor QOL tweaks. They fundamentally shift her from a niche quantum enabler into a solid all-around AoE, debuffer, and energy support, especially in multi-target fights. Now let's talk Kafka, because she just got a glow-up too. Her skill now applies DOT to every enemy hit, instead of only the primary one. That's huge for DOT-centric teams. Her talent got more flexible too. Instead of triggering only on basic attacks, it now responds to any attack from allies, making it much more consistent in multi-enemy encounters. And finally, her Thorns bonus ability resets her talent's follow-up count and ensures it applies all active DOTs. All these together transform Kafka into a steady DOT support rather than a one-off burst unit. No more sitting around waiting for the perfect moment. She's back in the DOT spotlight. Why does this matter? Well, think of it this way. These buffs aren't just tweaks. They're a sign that Hoyoverse is reinvesting in old favorites to keep them competitive with newer units like Hysilens and Cerydra. They're smoothing out inconsistencies, boosting AoE utility, and strengthening synergy potential. With both characters getting these meaningful upgrades, rerunning them in 3.5 doesn't feel like a relic grind. It feels like a smart meta pick. Overall, version 3.5 looks like a DOT lover's paradise, and a solid patch for players who enjoy either slow burn strategies or fast rotation burst teams. Hysilens and Kafka are almost too good together, and Cerydra could become the new go-to for speed-based comps. Especially if you already built someone like Phanon. Silverwolf getting buffed adds even more value for people who skipped her earlier banners. But I'm curious, who are you planning to pull for? Are you going all in on Hysilens and Kafka, or saving for Cerydra's synergy setups? And do you think triple banners are a good direction for the game, or does it make pulling too overwhelming? Let me know in the comments. Save up to 25% on the Phanon banner at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.